Hi, everyone. I'm Ken with Ken's Insurance Agency. We are a full service brokerage. We deal in life insurance, annuities, health insurance, health supplements like accident, cancer, critical illness, disability, and even gap type policies. We also deal in auto, homeowners, um, and commercial type policies. Um, but tonight we're going to be talking about our life insurance and our retirement planning and financial planning services. So let's get started with life insurance. Life insurance is two types. You got temporary and you got permanent. With temporary, it is term. These are great for people just getting started out that don't have a lot of money, or people on a very fixed income that need something cheap to basically pay for their final expenses, or they're great for credit protection and mortgage protection. Um, the other types of insurance is permanent, and that would start with whole life. Whole life can be guaranteed issue, or it can be whole life. It can be used as a final expense policy. Makes about 4%. You get paid just the death benefit, no cash value. So there are some up and downsides to that. The next type that we'd want to talk about is variable life. Variable life is heavily tied to the stock market. So when the stock market's up, you're making great money. When the stock market's down, you lose part of your principal, you lose part of what you made, you can lose big. And it's heavily feed, and those fees are assessed whether you make money or lose money. Um, but it can be a great product for a young person that's got got basically a low tolerance to risk. Um, the next type is universal life. Universal life, it makes about 5%. Um, Getting more into the retirement planning section. Um, Also, it's a great policy because it is a permanent, it makes more interest, and it gives you the cash value plus the death benefit. So your beneficiary can get more money. The next type is guaranteed universal life. This is guaranteed to last you for your whole life, where most life policies will cancel out about 100 years old. So this one will go to like 121. Um, Makes great interest. Not really meant for financial planning, other than for like a final expense type policy. The next type is index universal life. This is a great retirement vehicle. Can make great interest. Usually, you don't lose with it unless it's structured wrong. Very affordable. Um, got living. If it's got living benefits, then you got a retirement benefit built into it. Um, so a great policy. Also, it is tied to the stock market, but you get none of the downside of the stock market with at least some of the upside of the stock market. The next things that we want to talk about is annuities. The first annuity is immediate annuity. This one you put your money in a large lump sum, and it starts paying out each month, the month afterwards, and gives you lifetime income. Um, the next type is a fixed annuity. This type makes about 2 to 5% interest, operates a lot like a CD. You put your money in, you grow your money, and then when you get a certain age, you start drawing your money out, and it can pay you a lifetime income. The next type is a variable annuity, again, like variable life, tied to the stock market heavily. You can lose your principal as well as your interest, heavily feed. So it's great for young people that's got a low risk to the market. But once you start getting into your 40s and 50s, you want to start looking at moving to something more secure. The next type is the indexed annuity, and this type, again, tied to the stock market, but it's not as heavily tied to the stock market. You don't lose with it, but you can gain with it. All of these, you can add on a lifetime income rider. The lifetime income rider fee is usually anywhere from about 0.2% to about 5%, depending on the company. So you're not really giving up that much for it, and it guarantees you a lifetime income and what that lifetime income would be depending on when you start drawing off the income. Annuities are great because you can structure them to be a legacy, to basically leave to somebody to remember you by, or you can use them for safe growth, just to give growth to your money, or you can structure them for lifetime income. So that gives you a little information on annuities. You also, in retirement planning, will look at 401ks, IRAs, simples, and other qualified plans as part of a retirement planning and financial planning. Also, we look at your other insurances that you got, make sure you're not overpaying, because we're looking at tying all of this in and building you one good structure for the rest of your life. Let's see here. So that gives you a little bit on financial planning, retirement planning. Another thing that I want to tell you on financial planning and retirement planning is that most financial planners and retirement planners charge anywhere from $150 to over $500 for a 30-minute session. And you can't basically do the plan in a 30-minute session. They're looking to charge you for 2 to about 8 hours of work, bare minimum. And so you can do the math right there. That's a lot of money. So basically, what I'm wanting to tell you with that is we at Ken's Insurance Agency do not charge you a fee to do a financial plan or retirement plan. When we make money is when we sell you the policies. We make a commission, and that's all we make. So that's a plus for you. Another thing that I want to share with you is you may have a juvenile or a adolescent child that you wish to name as a beneficiary. Well, in all 50 states, you cannot do that unless you have a trust set up. And we have a great way to get that trust set up. So I'm fixing to show you some information on that and some of our other products that we got that go along with that. And then we'll close out this video.
Hello and welcome. My name is Darnell Self. I'm one of the many Millionaire Club members here with Legal Shield, And today I have the honor to share with you the same information that was shared with my wife and I years ago when we first took a look at this amazing opportunity, Legal Shield. I'll give you a quick 30-second background on myself. Born and raised here in Maryland, about 15 minutes outside of Washington, D.C. My parents taught me, which most parents teach, to go to school, get the good grades, get out and get a good job. And I did those things, graduated with my degree in PR, public relations. But my challenge was I worked at a retail store all the way through college. And so my experience working at the mall actually outweighed my college degree. You see, I was offered about $40,000 a year to work at this retail store, this men's and women's clothing store. But in all the interviews I went on with my college degree, I was offered $24,000 a year. And so as you can imagine, I couldn't afford to take a pay cut. And so I just continued to work at the mall 60, 70, even 80 hours a week as a manager. And when people called in sick, I had to go in. The weekends were the most important times in retail, so I missed everything that happened in my personal life on the weekends, my kids' sporting events and birthday parties, family reunions, you name it. If it happened on the weekend, I missed it. And so I said, no way am I going to do this for the rest of my life. And so at 25 years old, I stepped out to become an entrepreneur. And I struggled in that space for about 3.5 years. I called it my season of preparation. But at 28 years old, a friend of mine introduced me to Legal Shield. And I just thought the product, the service was so phenomenal. I couldn't believe something like this existed. And then on top of that, they said if I let other people know it existed and they took advantage of it, I could get paid and make a career out of it. And so that's my story. At 28 years old, I started to build my own independent Legal Shield business right here in my home office in Maryland. And now we run a business that stretches all across North America. My wife and I have been job-free since we're in our 20s, and we now give away more in missions and ministries that we support, more than we used to make in years combined at our jobs. And so now we let other people know about this great news. And today, our job is to share with you a little bit about this great company, Legal Shield, that provides personal growth, a professional opportunity, and a powerful journey. So the best business models of today are simple, they're disruptive, they're noble, they're not easily duplicated, and they typically have an app associated with them. Let's look at some examples. This is called a taxi cab, right? And years from now, people will actually have to describe what this is. Why? There's a company called Uber and also a company called Lyft that's provided disruptive innovation. It's simpler, it's easier, it's more affordable. You see, typically when I fly and I get off of an airplane, and into that airport, into a taxi cab, and to my destination, I really have to guess how much it's gonna cost me to go from the airport to my destination with the taxi cab. But with Uber, I know exactly how much it's going to cost me before I even get into the automobile. With the taxi cab, there was already a fee up on the meter before they even took off. But things have changed now with Uber, right? We can all agree that it's simpler, it's easier, and it's more affordable. It's the same thing with Blockbuster Video. You know, a long time ago, you actually had to go to a retail establishment, a brick and mortar location to rent a video. Now, with Netflix, this disruptive innovation has provided opportunities for us to watch as many videos as we want for one monthly fee. It's simpler, it's easier, it's more affordable. I can say the same thing with Airbnb and how it's done that through the hotel industry. And of course, Amazon, what that's doing to shut down companies that have been around for a long time, like Sports Authority or Borders Books, right? So times have changed. The same thing with the film industry, how a long time ago, we actually used to go develop film. Well, now you can post a video on a platform like Instagram, and in seconds, the world can see your images. Well, we've done the same thing with one of the oldest professions called the legal profession. Most say it's expensive, it's unresponsive, it's unaccountable, but we provided a disruptive innovation. It's made it simpler, easier, and more affordable. And I know most people have never thought about access to the justice system that way. Net at $300 an hour for a lawyer, it's been a country club most people have never had a membership to. Net at $300 an hour, most people have been priced out of the justice system, just like myself. And it was so exciting to see that for the first time, a company was providing legal access through Legal Shield. That's right, leveling the legal playing field for the first time in North America. Let's talk quickly about how this all started, and then I'll bring you up to speed on how our mobile app is changing the way people live their lives and do business today. You see, our company was established in 1972. We now protect approximately 4.6 million lives across the U.S. and Canada, and we have a dedicated network of quality law firms in all 50 states and 4 provinces of Canada. And we have a lot of third-party validation, which is huge. Because again, in my 20s, when I started Legal Shield, I didn't want people to buy my word. I didn't have a lot of credibility, right? But people could buy the message instead of the messenger. You see, we've been in Forbes and CNBC and Bloomberg. We have an A+ rating on the Better Business Bureau out of the central Oklahoma area, which is where our home office is. See, our company started with the gentleman, Mr. Harlan C. Stonecipher, who was in a car accident, as you see pictured here in this image. And he had automobile insurance to take care of that banged up car and health insurance to take care of his hospital stay, but nothing to take care of the legal bills that were a result of that accident. He wondered if anything like that existed. It did not at that time. So he started Legal Shield. And now again, we provide equal access to the justice system. You see, our vision is to provide equal access to the liberty, equality, opportunity, and justice that every human deserves and should expect. Now, when I first took a look at Legal Shield, I'm thinking to myself, I'm a law-abiding citizen. I don't break the law. I don't really need a legal plan. But I quickly realized that bad things happen to good people too, right? Good people treated unfairly, taken advantage of, overcharged for repairs. They sign contracts and documents and later on wish they wouldn't have signed it. They need a last will and testament done. They've had a real estate transaction. These are all things that happen to good people too. And so now we download an app. This is the most phenomenal thing. Right? We have an opportunity to download an app to our phone. Perhaps someone's already sent you the link where you can download this to your Android device or your Apple device at no cost. And the first 2 things you see on this app are free. That's right. It's called a freemium version. It's free legal form. So instead of letting a friend just borrow money, you can actually download a promissory note and they can sign off. You can sign off. And now you have a legal binding document at no cost. There are companies that charge for that. And that's free with Legal Shield. We also have our Ask Aaron, your legal assistant. We have over 1,000 most commonly asked questions where you just type in what your question is and you'll get a response right away. Now, if we don't have that as a part of our database, no worries. As that question becomes a commonly asked question, it'll become a part of our database at no cost. Now, somebody's going to say, well, listen, I'd like to actually talk to my lawyer. Well, great. When you press that button, it's going to ask that you join our community, become a premium member. And the person that asks you to download that app, by sending you that link, they'll get credit for it. We'll talk about that a little later. So one, you get personal legal advice on an unlimited number of issues. You're ready to pick up the phone and say, look, I just need help. It happened to me, right? I had a situation in my truck and the dealership didn't do what I thought they should do. And so I called Legal Shield. And Legal Shield said, based on where you bought the truck, and that make and model and the issue that you're having, if they keep your truck for 3 more days on the same issue, it actually falls under the lemon law and they've got to give you a brand new truck that day. Look, I would have never known that. It wouldn't have called a lawyer to find out if I didn't have Legal Shield. Here's my point. If you don't know your rights, you don't have any. They also write letters and make phone calls on your behalf. You know, a lawyer writing a letter means a lot more than you and I writing that same letter. I had a creditor harassing me over $92, which I didn't owe, but I had to go back and forth on the phone with them. Instead of spending my time there, because time is money, I simply called Legal Shield. They wrote a letter to that company on my behalf. It says you must cease and desist or contact with our client pursuant to the Fair Debt Collections Practice Act. Sounds good, right? But I wouldn't have known to write that, but the lawyers did. And guess what? I never heard from that company again. It was the power of a lawyer writing that letter versus Darnell arguing back and forth with that representative on the phone. Contracts and documents reviewed up to 15 pages. This is huge because a lot of times they say the bold print giveth, but the fine print taketh away. This saved me $10,500 on a homeowners association situation because I didn't understand the fine print, but my lawyers did. That's a lot of savings, all because I have access now to lawyers that I would have never called before if I didn't have Legal Shield. IRS audit assistance, civil trial defense for pre-trial and trial hours, family domestic services. This was a 90-day waiting period for uncontested divorce, adoption, separation, and name change. And so we're not just talking about lawyers, we're talking about law firms. And that's what differentiates us. You see, I have friends that are lawyers. They even have Legal Shield because not every lawyer knows every area of law, like every doctor doesn't know every area of medicine. So it makes sense to have a lawyer that has experience in the area of law in which you have a need. You also see there, it says SNAP, speeding tickets. That's right, you can tap SNAP and send your moving traffic violation over to your law firm. They'll call you back within 8 business hours to consult you to help you to keep the points off your license. Listen, we all know that auto insurance can be expensive. I added my son to my auto insurance policy, and of course it went up. I added my second son, and went up again. I have 4 kids. Now they all drive. You can imagine what my auto insurance coverage cost me. But we're all covered with Legal Shield here. And when my oldest son got a speeding ticket, guess what? The lawyers helped us to keep the points off his license, so our insurance didn't go up, and we're very thankful for that. Even when I got a speeding ticket outside of my own area, I had assistance with that. Now, you also have an opportunity to tap, answer questions, and complete your last will and testament. I'm almost embarrassed to say, when I started with Legal Shield, I was married with 2 kids. We have 4 now, and I didn't have a last will and testament. I was young. I felt invincible in my 20s, but death doesn't have an age attached to it. And if you don't have a will, I'm sure your state of province will have one for you. And so we'll actually help you to prepare documents for estate planning, a prenuptial agreement, uncontested divorce, personal bankruptcy, all with the push of a button. I know most people don't get their last will and testament done because, well, quite frankly, it costs a lot of money. But Legal Shield gives you one just to try out our service. So if you've downloaded this app already, start preparing that. You'll be excited that you did, and we'll update it each year, no additional cost. We also have a red button at the bottom, 24-hour access, 7 days a week in emergency situations. If you're being questioned, detained, or arrested, this is powerful. This is peace of mind for my wife and I. One of our sons is in college, and he's a great kid, but he could be a great kid at the right party with the wrong crowd at the wrong time. And he doesn't have a right to call dad or mom, but he has a right to remain silent and a right to a lawyer. And this gives us an extreme amount of peace of mind I can't put a price tag on. If you're a parent listening in, you know exactly what I'm talking about. We also help you out with contingency cases. So if you're a victim of an auto accident, etc., you have access to your provider law firm. You can talk to them about representing you on this contingency basis, which simply means you don't have to pay the hourly rates. We have a preferred member discount, 25%. That means after today, once you take advantage of our Legal Shield membership, you'll never have to pay 100% for your attorney fees again. At minimum, you get a discount for things like DUI, bankruptcy, contested adoption, contested divorce. And if you're like me, I love to save money. It's not how much money you make, but how much money you keep. And so I adore getting a discount on my legal services. Now, to really top all of this off, I love having an opportunity to press my member perks button because we have over 400 vendors that give us discounts on things I already spent my money on, right? Best Buy, or perhaps going to the gym, renewing my gym membership, or going to the movies with my family. I went to the movies with my family. We saved about $8 per ticket. I love that. Listen, I save more money every month with my member perks discounts than I actually spend on my legal plan. So it's better for me to have Legal Shield because I save more money than if I didn't have Legal Shield and spending 100% or full price on these vendors where I typically would not get a discount, but I do through my member perks program. So get excited about that and make sure you use it, and you'll see how much savings you'll have on an annual basis. Who's covered? The member's spouse, or domestic partner. Never very dependent children under the age of 26 living at home, or a full-time student, dependent children under the age of 18 from whom the member's a legal guardian, and physically or mentally disabled children living at home, all under this one membership. So here's your choice. Which would you choose? A lawyer charging $250 an hour, or an entire law firm, or I should say law firms across North America, by joining Legal Shield for about $1 a day? Now look, I've been with Legal Shield for a long time. I started in my 20s, worked my business through my 30s, and now I'm in my 40s, and I've never had anyone say, I can't believe you're charging $1 a day, that's too much. I've never had anyone say that. The only thing folks have said to me is, how can you do it for so little? What kind of lawyer can you get for $1 a day? They have no idea how we can have a lawyer that has an average of 22 years of experience that's there to help you. Well, it's simply because it's not your dollar, my dollar. It's group buying power, what we call a shared economy, where all these dollars added up affords these top-ranked law firms, where last year we paid our law firms over $100 million. That's why this works so well. Everyone wins. And that's just our first service. We also have an app that helps you out with, unfortunately, a huge crime that everyone's facing called identity theft. Because criminals don't just want your money now, they want your identity. And so we have what we call our ID Shield. And most people think about identity theft as credit issues or financial issues, but there's tax return fraud and medical claim fraud, Social Security fraud, and driver's license, criminal and character. It's scary out there. In fact, my oldest son's girlfriend went to go file her taxes. They said, "Oh, you already filed your taxes." She said, "No, I didn't," because unfortunately, people are doing bad things in our good names, and you're guilty until proven innocent. And so with our program, you're going to have access to your latest or most recent credit score. We'll also monitor and alert you through your Social Security number, passport, driver's license, medical ID, emails, loans, credit cards, bank accounts, black market website surveillance, and social media. So we'll let you know if someone's accessed your information. We also have an ID Shield Vault, which is a password manager that keeps your login information secure and takes the hassle out of managing multiple passwords, which is huge for me. But we also have comprehensive restoration. And most companies don't provide access to a licensed private investigator who will do whatever it takes for as long as it takes to restore your identity back to pre-theft status with a $5 million service guarantee. Again, peace of mind for my wife and I. Normally have access to press a button if someone accesses our information. And normally we wouldn't know what to do or who to call, but now we have access to a licensed private investigator through our ID Shield program, and we even have a red button there for emergency after hours support. So with both of these apps, which provide peace of mind and are very disruptive in providing an amazing opportunity for all of us to have access to lawyers and licensed private investigators for you and your family. So by having access to both of these amazing services, which provide peace of mind, both our Legal Shield and our ID Shield plans for your entire family, $49.90 a month is all you need to invest to take care of your family. $24.95 for Legal Shield plan, $24.95 for our ID Shield plan. And as an individual, meaning you're not married and you don't have any dependents, the Legal Shield plan is the same for everybody, whether it's just you or 10 of you. The ID Shield plan, however, it's only $9.95 for an individual who's not married and doesn't have any dependents. So that's either $49.90 for the family plan or the individual plan, $34.90. And guess what? Again, you have access to member perks, over 400 vendors where you have an opportunity to save more money than you're actually investing to protect your family. So how do we make money? Well, by word of mouth marketing and team building. That's right. We use a service. We love it. We let people know it exists. And Legal Shield pays us starting at $60. I couldn't believe this when I saw this. So what we're going to talk about is the commission that represents a $49.90 plan. That's the family plan for both the Legal Shield plan as well as the ID Shield plan. Now, if someone says, "Hey, I only want the Legal Shield plan right now, the $24.95 plan," well, instead of $60 here, it'll be $30. But let's just say they get both for $49.90. Well, you make $60. And after your first 3 customers, we call them members, and 1 associate, that means one of your members says, "Hey, look, I love this plan. If I share it with others, could I get paid too?" And you say, "Sure." So they join you. So 3 customers, which we call members, and 1 associate who's joined the business, started their own Legal Shield independent business. We force you to take a raise. So on your 4th customer, you're now making $120. On your 5th, $120. 6th, $120. You guys get my point. So that means you go and get 10 customers. That's $1,200. That week, that day, that month. See, there's no bosses here, just coaches to help you along the way. But you can go as fast as you want or as slow as you want. It's your own independent Legal Shield business. Or if you just want to get customers, you don't have to introduce anyone to your business. You get 6 customers. On your 7th customer, you get a raise and you're making $120 on your 7th customer, $120 on your 8th customer if you decide to get a promotion that way. Now, I love this because you can do it all by yourself or you can do it as a team. It's like real estate. A real estate broker has real estate agents who sell homes as well. Insurance brokers have insurance agents. So if you know people who already have a book of business, we have what we call our business solutions channel of our business. And I have colleagues that earn a lot of money simply by sharing this as an employee benefit or as an ancillary product to a book of business they already have relationships with. Now, you can continue to move up if you like. After 15 customers, you're starting to make $140 now on your 16th customer, 17th customer, et cetera. As a senior associate, after 50 customers, you get another promotion to $160. Look, same work, you're just getting paid more money. At the director level, $190. Senior director, $230 on your next customer. Executive director, look, these are monthly qualifiers. As you see, senior director, $25 a month. Executive director, $50 a month. Now you're making $280 the next month on every personal customer. But again, you can do it as a team. That's what I did. So for an example, at the manager level, instead of getting 15 customers by yourself, which you could do, you could also do it with a team. So let's say it's 3 people in your team. They each get 5 customers. Well, that's 15. And now you also get a promotion. You see? So you could do that. And now you're making $140, but you're also making override off of the team, which is having success. Now, I love this. Listen to my language. Off the success of the teammate, not off the failure of the teammate. That means when the gentleman who introduced me, Brian, right, he introduced me to Legal Shield. I was an associate. I start sharing the service. I'm making $60. Let's say Brian was my manager. Well, over to the right there, Brian would make the 20 plus the 20 for $40 whenever I made 60. So he didn't care if I made $60 because he made 40. In fact, he wanted me to make more than him. You see, the person that introduced you to watch this today doesn't mind if you make more than them because they make an override off your success. You see, there's an interest in seeing you succeed. It happened for me. I introduced a friend of mine, Mike Humes, who delivered mail. Well, when he made $100, Legal Shield at that point sent me about $30. He made $1,000, they sent me $300. He made $100,000. Of course, he quit his job at the post office because he never made $100,000 running from dogs as a mailman. But that year, Legal Shield sent me about $30,000 in team overrides. I was excited because I never made $30,000 for something I didn't do. You see, I barely made it when I did it. So I'm thinking, let me find more people who want to earn significant income from home. And so my wife and I became Millionaire Club members, not because we were so great, but because we introduced people who also wanted to earn extra income. And we made an override, again, through their success. Isn't that the best way to earn income? Off the success of others and not the failure of others. Also, if you decide to go fast, over to my left, you'll see on your left, you'll see their bonuses that will pay out if you decide to go faster rather than slower, but it's completely up to you as your own independent Legal Shield business. We also have a performance club where there's 4 incentive trips each year they send us on. And we're not talking about the top 5 or top 10. We sent hundreds of people to the Bahamas last year. We'll send hundreds of people to Jamaica. And so we love this because we incentivize basic behavior repeated over time. Get with the person who invited you to watch this. Let them know, hey, look, I'd like to make it on the next trip. So they can talk to you about how to qualify for that. Listen, we also earn residual income. That means that you do something one time and you get paid for it over and over and over again. Right? At my job, when I quit my job, they stopped paying me. Right there was something else. They did not send me a check. The mall has not sent me a check since I quit. But with Legal Shield, I continue to get paid off of the work I did a long time ago. That means if you're 18 years old watching this, wouldn't it be awesome to say I'm getting paid in my 40s for something I started when I was a teenager? Or if you're 75 years old, wouldn't it be nice to say I'm getting paid at 85 for something I started at 75? Most companies are trying to find a way to get rid of those who are older. Legal Shield's welcoming everyone with open arms because residual income is awesome to have. Unfortunately, if you stop doing what you're currently doing and you stop getting paid, that's called scary. There's no residual. It's called linear income. So participate with Legal Shield on a part-time basis and enjoy your long-term legacy that you can build. Now, how much does it cost to get started with Legal Shield? So one-time $99. I couldn't believe when I first saw this. At $99, you can launch your own independent Legal Shield business, and you can get paid and promoted right away. You see, how do you get paid and promoted quickly? How do you get in profit mode right away? Well, simply protect your first 3 families and recruit 1 person. Remember, you get paid $60 per membership times to 3. That's $180. You get promoted to the senior associate level. We'll do that in your first 20 days. You're also going to earn a $180 bonus, and now that's $360. And guess what? You only invested $99. You're in profit mode. Everything to gain, nothing to lose. Now, if you're thinking what I thought, when I first got started, I'm thinking, well, this sounds great, but I could never do what you're doing, right? Because the person was speaking so eloquently. And so I've been doing this for 20 years. But the great thing is we have tools and events to do this exact same thing. And in fact, you're watching this right now because someone has suggested that you watch this presentation. You could do the same thing. Send someone a mobile app, send someone a link, and send someone a show that they can watch. Social media. They can put you on the phone with someone else who can do the explanation for you. You see, we have tools and events. We have opportunity overviews that take place in Ontario, Canada, and Honolulu, Hawaii, and Miami, Florida. I mean, you name it. They're all over North America. You have an opportunity to send someone there that like what they see. You get paid because there's no territorial restrictions, and you can build your business all across North America. And my wife loved that. We get to travel and earn income at the exact same time. You see, Legal Shield Advantage makes it simple to run your business from the palm of your hand. And so that means even if I'm on vacation in the UK, I could run my business from the palm of my hand. You see, for just $19.95 a month, and it's free your first month, you have access to our Legal Shield Advantage program, which gives you an enhanced associate back office, contests and incentives, personalized website with e-commerce. And again, you get to build your business from mobile apps, which I love, through Prospect by Legal Shield, now Ellis Engage. Both allow you to, again, expand your business and takes it off of yourself and allows the tools to help you to build your business by sending out videos and emails and following up, even letting you know once those prospects have checked out the video. You see, the wonderful thing about Legal Shield is we no longer have to ask permission on whether people think Legal Shield works or not, just whether they'd like to participate and get a piece of what's already been proven to work. You see, we got a track record, over 406-figure earners already with our company. 200 plus people have earned what we call our $50,000 ring. That's great part-time income. Many folks are just part-time. 230 millionaire club members, people have earned over $1 million throughout their tenure. And again, people can do that in 3 years or they can take 30 years. We don't care. It's your own independent business. We paid over $1 billion in commissions in the last decade with Legal Shield. There are a lot of benefits to starting your own Legal Shield business. Some people start because they want to create upfront and residual income. Some folks want to take advantage of the tax advantages of business ownership, which are huge. Of course, the flexibility to control your own time schedule, which I love because that means I can be there for the football games and be there for my daughter's dance recitals. I can be there in the middle of the day and take my wife to lunch. So I love having control over my own time schedule, personal development, becoming better, growing yourself, thereby growing things around you, like your income, gaining mentors and new and successful friends. I love being around like-minded, forward-thinking individuals. You'll have that camaraderie here with Legal Shield, and even take vacations with them with our incentive trips. And then living life on your own terms. How awesome is that to live your life on your own terms? So here's what I want you to do. One, I want you to think about where we sit right now. Right? The world's largest taxi company doesn't own any vehicles. That's Uber. The leading movie rental company doesn't own the actual theaters. That's Netflix. The most popular media provider doesn't create the content. That's Facebook. The largest overnight accommodations provider doesn't own the hotels. That's Airbnb. And now providing legal services in all 50 states and even 4 provinces of Canada, but we don't own the law firms. That's Legal Shield. And I didn't get a chance to sit there at the beginning of any of these other disruptors, but we have an opportunity to sit here when the penetration behind us is nothing compared to the vast market ahead of us with Legal Shield. So that sets us up for a great opportunity. So again, understand where we sit, become a member, use it, so that way you don't have to think about, I heard, the guy told me, I'm not sure. You can say, I know because I've used it myself. So become a member, become an associate, press the link of the person who invited you to watch this presentation, or if they didn't send you the link, ask them to send you the link, and you can actually press that link and become an associate, sign up on their website, and then set up your own website, get trained. We have digital and online tutorials as well as live training classes in your area, and then we want you to get paid and promoted right away. Listen, I look forward to working with you. I can't wait to hear your testimony. Congratulations and welcome to Legal Shield.
Every year, millions of people face legal and identity theft issues. You can take control of your legal rights and identity with Legal Shield and ID Shield. As a Legal Shield member, you'll have direct access to a dedicated law firm, so you can take proactive steps to protect your legal rights, such as having your rental agreement reviewed, your will prepared, and receiving legal guidance for things like a dispute with a neighbor or creditor. Your law firm can also write a letter or make a phone call on your behalf, and is even available 24/7 for emergency situations. And with the Legal Shield mobile app, you can quickly call your law firm, access legal forms, upload your speeding ticket for review, and have your will prepared. With ID Shield, your personal information will be monitored across the internet, including black market websites and government databases. We provide child, credit, and social media monitoring too. If any discrepancies with your identity are found, you'll receive an alert. You can use the ID Shield mobile app to track your alerts and your credit score. If your identity's been stolen, a dedicated team of licensed private investigators are there at the touch of a button 24/7 to restore your identity. Get the legal and identity theft protection you need and deserve with Legal Shield and ID Shield. These people are living the dream from the enviable comfort of their designated work areas. But if something unfortunate were to occur and they didn't have a will, do you know what would happen? What? Well, deciding what would happen to their bank accounts, their real estate, their little tiny bobblehead thingy collections, it would all be distributed according to the laws of their state or province.
That's unfair.
No, it's extremely unfair. Your assets at the mercy of some cold, unfeeling statutory formula? That sounds horrible. It is. That's why will preparation is of the utmost importance. And it's easy, because will preparation by a lawyer is part of your Legal Shield membership. The Prepare Your Will questionnaire in the mobile app will help you figure out what's important to you.
I figure no need to spend money on a will. I'll just write it out and stick it in the fire set.
Oh yeah, that'll work. Because kids always agree on everything. Plus, like I said, it's included in the monthly membership.
Right now, it's just me and the cats. I need to be clear. What should happen if I'm not able to make my own healthcare decisions?
Well, that could be covered by a living will and a healthcare power of attorney. And the will would take care of the cats. Get a pull?
Took care of my will years ago, but I probably need to get it updated again. My full vinyl collection cannot end up in the wrong hands.
Well, Legal Shield can review and update your will yearly if you like.
Really?
What would happen to my Instagram and all my followers?
Start with the Prepare Your Will questionnaire in the Legal Shield mobile app. Your information will be sent directly to a lawyer to prepare your will. Simple. And you won't have to leave what's most important to you in the hands of bureaucrats.
So this gives you some information on that service. Feel free to give us a call at 662-292-6271. You can also check out our website at https://kensinsuranceagency.net, or you can go and sign up for the Legal Shield and ID Shield at kensinsura39.wearelegalshield.com, which will be in the comments/description area for you. Thank you, and have a great night and a great weekend.